Hi there, I'm Gabriel with Divya Stones, intuitive divination readings using my custom divination board that I created, as well as many different crystals, combining the energy of the stones and the meaning of the symbols where they land on the board to provide you with insights, guidance, energies that we're working with. And this is your week ahead reading for the week of June 14th. And this is a special day. We have a super new moon tonight in Gemini. So let's see for this week. Not only will we ask our normal question of spirit, please show us what we need to know right now for this week, for the collective and the guidance that's necessary, as well as the newness that the new moon brings. What new things might we focus on this week, right? And that can be anything from external action to personal work, transformational work, healing work, that sort of thing. So I am very excited to read for you this week. As always, you can book a private reading with me. My link is in my bio, and you can click on there and find all the ways that you can contact me. And I can do a private reading via Zoom or telephone. And I have a lot of other offerings on that link as well. So please check it out and feel free to share. And as always, I love your feedback, comments, questions, whatever you got for me. So I'm going to get started, and I'm going to pull the 3 stones. Spirit has heard the question that I've asked. And so we're going to see what stones we're working with. What energies are we going to focus on the most this week? There's one. There's another. And the third. Okay, so what we're working with right now is snow quartz. That showed up last week too. We've got moonstone, one of my all-time favorites, and rainbow fluorite. Okay, so those are the stones that we're going to randomly scatter on the board. They are in pairs. There's 2 of each, so that there's a connection between the 2 that match when they're on the board. So kind of connecting different themes of our lives, different areas of our lives together, bringing another layer of meaning and depth to the reading. Okay, let's get those scattered about. And, oh, very interesting. And this is going to be our guide stone. This one goes in the middle on the eye and is sort of our overarching energy for the week and what we really want to be focusing on. And we got a garnet for that. All right. I'm going to switch the view now to the full board close up so that you can actually see what I'm looking at. All right, now you can see the full board and all the stones. And as always, I'm going to begin with the garnet in the middle here. That's our guide stone. This is, the eye in the middle just represents the ethereal realm. So this is anything touching the eye is kind of has a bigger arc of energy for us. And since we're talking about a 1-week period, that's the energy we're focusing on now through Saturday. So this is garnet. Garnet is a root chakra stone. It is a very grounded energy. It's very stabilizing. It kind of keeps us rooted in what we know to be true for us, and rooted in the knowledge that we are safe, we are okay, our needs are met. We don't have to be in fear or anxiety around those things. It also has a revitalizing nature to it. It purifies and it balances our energy. And this revitalization feels very apropos for this new moon energy, because new moon is, right now it's kind of like a time for reset, like hitting that reset button in many areas of our lives so that we can start anew, so to speak. It's like a clean slate. So this is great for kind of revitalizing what is important and what we want to focus on for the week. It also has an element of love and passion. So this could bring some romantic energy in this week. So pay attention to that and see where that might lead for you. Maybe that's new romance for you, and maybe it is bringing a boost of love and devotion and passion into a current romance that you're already in the midst of. So I'm feeling very, very drawn to begin here with the rainbow fluorite. And I want you to really take notice here of how not only did they stay in the same section, they are touching each other and they are on the same symbol. This is incredibly rare in readings. Usually, I mean, I drop these stones from a pretty high level up here. And so they bounce and move wherever they want to go, right? So they really wanted to stay together. And what does that mean when it's the same stones, same properties, same energy? That means spirit is really wanting you to pay attention to this energy on this symbol right here, okay? So this is our spiritual world right here. This is how we relate to spirit. It is our spiritual evolution. It's what we need to be focusing on our inner world as opposed to our outer world. And this symbol has been showing up a whole lot lately. This is the candles. The candles are, first and foremost, our spiritual practices, or I'm going to use air quotes, the work, okay? So this is about the work that you are doing on yourself on that higher plane. And we have the stone of fluorite, which is clarity, it's focus, it is intuitive abilities, it's honing those skills, that connection to spirit. It clears this murky energy. So we're really being really drawn into the practice of seeking mental clarity and spiritual clarity this week, okay? This is like that mental reset that comes with this new moon. So we're kind of resetting and saying, okay, I know old things. I've experienced many things spiritually. Let's not focus on that. Let's focus on what is new. What new clarity wants to come to me? What new revelations? I want to increase that intuitive ability. I want to up my game spiritually and use that for good decision making. Fluorite is excellent for decision making. So go into your practices. The candles also bring that illumination. They bring that, aha, now I see kind of energy. And it's also, like I've said before, this is kind of honoring the guides that you have in your life as well. Those spiritual entities, maybe they're ancestors, maybe they're spirit guides, maybe they're animal totems, whatever that is for you, your spirit team, to honor their role in your life. That's very important. So, we're really going deep with the spiritual insights and that reset, that new clarity. So that's going to be critical to making the most of this new moon energy and bringing that into the rest of our week. So next I would like to talk about, let's see, I think I'm going to go to the moonstone next, because moonstone is a stone of intuition as well. It really does help us tap into that divine feminine energy, which is really intuitive, very guiding, very nurturing, very motherly, right? It wants to guide us on our journey and protect us on our journey and reveal our best qualities from within. A good mother will mother us in a way that encourages those best qualities to come forward, right? And so this is really about mothering ourselves a little bit. And right in our family section, or kind of our ancestral lineage section down here, which has to do with some childhood things and family dynamics and all of that. Some people dread this section a little bit because they're like, oh no, I'm going to do I have to look at that again? And, Spirit is like, yeah, for the rest of your life, you need to look at that again. It's a big part of our work, right? And remember, the candles about doing our work. So let's look at the scroll down here. And the scroll is representative of contracts or agreements, or maybe even roles that you signed up for in this lifetime, specifically with family. And often when a stone lands here, this can indicate a place where you feel like a contract or an agreement was broken, where the other party, or maybe you, did not live up to your part of that, okay? And that can create this unfinished business. It can create a feeling of disconnect, of maybe broken trust, that sort of thing. And so bringing that nurturing motherly energy and your intuition with the moonstone into this, I want you to think about an area of your life, probably back from childhood, where you felt like somebody didn't live up to what they were supposed to do in your life. I'm pretty sure we can all think of at least one, probably many. And think about how you can remother yourself in that area so that you don't feel like you missed out. You don't feel like you were really let down to the degree that you think you were. Because this is really reminding you that even though you may not have gotten what you needed from the adults in your life or the very significant people, it's not too late. Spirit provides everything. And so this moonstone also helps to bring this kind of emotional balance, right? So this is about acknowledging, yes, this is what happened and it wasn't great for me. And I can still balance that out. I don't have to sit in this place of brokenness forever, right? Some people get real attached to that. And if you're real attached to that resentment, it's really time to think about how can you let that go, okay? And you really want to do that because your other one is here in your kind of your purpose and expression and livelihood section up here. And this is where it translates into the real world, into what you're doing, your how you're living your purpose and what you're doing for a living in the world. And we've got the spinning wheel here. And the spinning wheel really asks us to contemplate our place in the world. Are you on the right track? Are you spinning the right story for your life? Is it time to pivot? Is it time to make a completely new direction for yourself, a change, a big change, right? Or does it just need tweaking a little bit, right? The spinning wheel is really a beautiful metaphor because it takes the raw wool and it spins it into something useful and beautiful and creative, right? And so I'm asking you to look at what are your raw materials? What are you working with in your life? And how can you spin that into something that is productive and helpful and fulfilling? And this can have to do with your job, or it can just have to do with whatever you feel your sense of purpose is. And maybe those are one and the same, but for a lot of us, they're separate. And so this is a time of productivity for you. This is saying take some action towards what you want to see in those areas of your life. Spin it and see what happens, right? And get resourceful. You have more resources available to you than you know. It's not just money. It's not just your education, your degree. This could be connections. Who do you know? What are you passionate about? What have you learned on the side? What skills have you honed that you don't have a piece of paper proving it, right? You can use all of that, right? So the key here is to not get stuck in the places where you feel like you missed out with those broken contracts, and make the most. Just go ahead and make the most of what you have. Move forward. It's time to move forward in that area, okay? And this could look like new projects for you. It can look like, writing this down, right? Like sit down and write it down. Like, what do you want, right? Express it, get it out of your body in some form of expression. And then really once you're clear, once you got that clarity from the fluorite, then move forward with it. Actually start spinning, okay? So the last stone we're going to look at now is your snow quartz. This one showed up in last week's reading as well. So just to reiterate, snow quartz is a beautiful, I call it the wonder stone because it's got this beautiful childlike energy that has a sense of awe and wonder and joy and playfulness in the world. And it helps to kind of comfort us from the negative and kind of cynical energies that are out there. Children are pretty good about sloughing that off. And, they might have a moment and then they're like, okay, well, whatever, I'm done with that now. Let's move on. What are we playing? What are we doing for fun now? Right. And so this is really bringing that simplicity and that purity and hope and softness and all of that in. And where it's showing up is in our relationship section, specifically our small communities. The two little birds showed up last week too. So this is community, okay? This is like your family, your friend groups, maybe it's a spiritual community or your work community, all the little circles that you travel in. And then the other one is in the material world down here, which is money, everything that's tangible, resources, that type of thing. And this one landed on Lakshmi, and she is the goddess of abundance and prosperity. Okay, really great place to be. So what have we got going on here? We want to really, with the purity of a child, claim our divine inheritance, claim our abundance, our prosperity. This doesn't mean be greedy and go grab all the things that you can get your hands on or money. This means owning it. This means embodying that this is your divine birthright, a life of abundance and prosperity. And it's not just money, it's joy, it's friendship, it's community, an abundance of community, right? Where you feel supported, you feel loved, you feel cherished for who you are, this authentic, joyful inner child that wants to play and wants to be seen. The way that you were made in that divine image, okay? So this is very beautiful. It's very innocent. It's very much about birthright. And there's some work of transformation happening there in your relationship with abundance and prosperity. So claim it like a little child would, right? From a pure place, not from a place of greed. And then in your small communities, your friends and whatnot, this is about teamwork. This is about how you show up and how you do so in a joyful, playful way. So towards the end of the week, it's feeling like to me, there could be some really good opportunities for socializing in a really fun way. Go towards the end of the week, go out and have some fun with your friends. Maybe it's romantic because remember, we're being very grounded with the garnet, but the garnet is also bringing us the potential for passion and romance. So maybe this is dating, right? Maybe you get a hot date towards the end of the week. But really focusing on some fun, okay? That's going to be very important. And when we have fun in our communities, it boosts our confidence. It makes us feel like we're a part of something, right? And that's the garnet too. That's that grounded energy that our needs are met, that we're safe. And part of that safety is tribe, right? It's your community. So you want to root into that. You want to ground into that this week. There may be a little bit of time, early on in the week where you want to take a little time for yourself. That's just coming through intuitively. But towards the end of the week, connect, right? So early on, maybe you do that quiet spiritual work that we were talking about with the fluorite and the spiritual practices. And then as the week goes on, you focus a little bit then more on the outward, like my outward expression in the world with my purpose and my livelihood. And then towards the end of the week, you're feeling real playful and you're like, yeah, let's go out. Let's live this abundant, joyful, prosperous life with our community, our tribe, our friends, our family, and really make the most of that energy and anticipate good things. That's what just came through. Anticipate the good. That is a very beautiful message from spirit for you for the week. Anticipate the good. Okay. That's it for the actual reading. And I'm going to switch back now to a different view. All right, there you go. Thank you so much for tuning in. This has been your week ahead reading for June the 14th with this wonderful super new moon that we're experiencing tonight. Make the most of it, get that clarity, get that mental reset, set some intentions, kind of figure out what you're spinning in your life. It's all wonderful. It feels very connected. So I just want to say, speaking of connection, please connect with me with my link in the bio. Reach out, get on my email list, book a reading. I would love to provide some of this guidance one-on-one that's more specific to your life and what's going on with you. This can be incredibly helpful. And I just love doing this work in the world. So thanks for being a part of it, sharing, and just being your wonderful self. And so as we anticipate the good that is happening this week, I'm just going to leave you on that note and wish you many, many blessings throughout the week. Bye for now. Love you guys. Thank you.